OCO, Halito. What's up, cuz?
What's going on, cuz?
How you doing?
Estamos. What's going on? Yeah, so
Yeah, y'all gotta excuse me. I'm not really showing my face today because I'm in the kitchen cooking baked macaroni and cheese from scratch, broccoli and baked chicken. All right. So I'm gonna
I
be
would,
in.
I would, I would say show us the plate, but it'd probably be cleaned up already.
Well, I'm gonna pass the talking stick to my cuz. I'll be in and out. What's up, cuz?
What's going on, family? What's going on? Um, there's a lot of things that I've been seeing on social media, right? Which I don't be looking for, you know. It it's like it's like I'm trying to see how I can put it in the context. People, some people who say, estamos, es que,
Yo, Halito.
um, yeah, it is. It is. It's very much it is. It is. Because it's like you have people saying that over here is the first Egypt and that the Mississippi is the Nile. That Jerusalem or Judah is Utah.
Uh-huh.
Um, that Memphis, Tennessee is Memphis of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that Costco in South America is the city of David. And peace to everybody in the chat. And it's like
They're trying to relate it to an allegory. Allegory.
they
Um,
really, they
yeah.
really don't know. They really don't know what they're doing if they're trying to get something. I'll put it like that. If they're trying to get something to say that the Aboriginals or Aborigines and they are saying these things, the chances are they're not going to get what they're looking for. They're not going to get what they're looking for because they're trying to say that this is the land of the Bible. And I'm like this, if this was the land of the Bible, of the Torah, why do you need a book to say what it is when people should have known this before the King James Bible was even created or before the Torah was created? Why people wasn't saying that?
Right, because our tribal, depending on what tribal nation you are from, our history predates the Bible hundreds of thousands of years. So the Bible is the Johnny Come Lately, is the remix of pre pre dynastic spirituality systems, and then they remixed it and remixed it and remixed it and added their words and their jargon, and it is the movie script that they are playing out today, like in the media, news, all of this stuff. They are basically trying to play out this movie script. Now, these people that are saying, "Oh, um, America is the first Egypt," and all of that, they're a lot of them are trying to relate it to the allegorical side of the Bible, because the Bible is full of astrotheology. I've studied the Bible and all of that. It's astrotheology is full of allegorical stories. If you look at the religions of the or the spirituality systems of the Davidian, um, Hin, uh, Hinduism, Jainism, those are the quote unquote oldest organized religions, if you want to say that's like the oldest. So they got stories in the Bible about that. So people that are doing that, they don't really know what it is. They really haven't examined the Bible under a true microscope to see what the fuck it really is.
Also, I saw what one guy said that the that California supposed to be Egypt in the Red Sea.
Oh, I guess they're gonna have to cross the Red Sea when California fall into the ocean, huh? I'm just making a joke. I'm being sarcastic.
Got my honey roasted peanuts right here. But I mean, it's unbelievable. And I never saw any of them use the Bible to try to get what they're trying to get being an Aborigine.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard one.
Because if y'all believe that so much, y'all believe the rocks cry out so much, let me see y'all use that in the court of law.
Right. Yeah.
Let me see y'all use that at the United Nations to try to get land back. I like to see that.
That'll be interesting.
That'd be very interesting. If they believe in the Bible, like they say they're supposed to be Egypt and everything, you know, um, I like to see them do with the Ashkenazis and the Sephardic Jews, and then use the Bible to say that Israel is their land, and they got a whole land over there in the east. I want to see them use the Bible to get land over here. I'll wait for that. If y'all believe in that so much, use that Bible to go to the United Nations and say, hey, North America is the land of the Bible. I would love to see how that goes.
Yeah.
For all those that push that ideology, I'm going to see y'all do that. Because I noticed they only push that on the social media. They don't go to the world arenas and push that. You know what I'm saying? They don't go to the world arenas and push that.
Yeah. Basically, you haven't heard of any of them going to the United Nations and it being like the headline on the news, like the Aboriginals showed up at the United Nations.
Using the Bible
Using the Bible, no.
to say this is their land to solidify who they are in the Americas.
The Bible is it's religion. You're not supposed to quote unquote mix religion with state. Um, it is not. a book of law. Like, yeah, they say, oh, the law of the God of the Bible, YHVH, but it's not a law book. It's a, they call it a pseudepigrapha. Um, it's all these different derivatives, but you can't rely on that to help you in the court of law. I haven't
Yeah, so,
seen it yet. What
no,
cases have you seen that they've done that? Cause have you
no,
seen?
you have some people that argue the fact that the Bible is a law book because they say if it wasn't a law book, what it's doing inside the courtroom. Because they say you swear on the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean that part is true. They swear on the Bible. They do. That's the only part that's true.
Well, in the Bible, it talks about jurisdiction and nationality and stuff, so that's dealing with law.
Okay.
But I don't know if people know how to use it that way. You know,
Is there a way they can use it? Cause
I like to see. I
okay.
mean, it was used before at the United Nations to get the land of Israel.
Hmm. So they would need to study the blueprint of the people that pulled that off.
But the thing about it, you have to be dealing with over there. That you can't contribute a Bible to over here. Right?
Mm,
Because look at it, right? If this supposed to have been the land of the Bible, then why Christopher Columbus would travel here to try to convert people if
right.
this is supposed to be the land of the book? Why you try to convert them to Christianity if this is supposed to be the land of the Bible already? And why you have to come with a Bible, right? Why the Spanish in them had to come with the Bible to and convert the native people to Catholicism and teach them about God, right? You ain't hear no native say, "Hey, hold on, bro, you talking about us in there?" You never heard none of them say that. You never, you never heard none of them say that. But yet you got people who say, "Oh yeah, this, and this, and we done lost people Israel." Hold on. First of all, because they said the lost children of Israel, do you think that the Israelites consider themselves of being lost? If they know who they are, why they gonna consider themselves as being lost? Right. And then just another thing too to think about, right? Just another thing, right, to think about. Everybody keep on saying that the word Indios meaning people of God. Once again, if Christopher Columbus saw them as the people of God, then why trying to convert them if they was the people of God? And why did he call them barbarians and heathens and savages if there was the people of God already?
Hmm.
They say that there was lost sin Indios, meaning the lost people of God. That's why they called them barbarians, savages, and heathens, because they did not have the Christian God. But people not looking at that though.
That's just okay. That's just like a savage trying to force or bully somebody else into believing. Like, you better believe what we believe. If you don't, we're gonna take over your land. That type of shit. Don't get me started on this conversation because I've
But
it's one
but
that's
you know what's so also was very interesting is that when Christopher Columbus in 1493 to 1495 took the indigenous people of the adjoining islands of the Americas to South Africa to diamond mines and brought them to Spain, right? They considered them as Negroes. Even when Pastor de Leon and De Soto and them came to the mainland of North America, they brought Aborigines over there and they were selling them as Negroes on the auction block. They say that these Negroes look like Ethiopians. But
Mhm.
people don't like looking at that description when they say that the Negroes that was taken from America looking like Ethiopians.
It's just
But
meaning that it was dark.
from the last time I looked or checked or seen that Ethiopians, which the Greeks and them call them, I like to say Atiat, right? Those of Atiat, they were Negroes. They were Negroes.
Yeah, meaning dark in complexion, various shades of brown.
Yeah, but they still were Negroes though. Because even on some of their maps, they didn't even much have the Atlantic Ocean on some of their maps. They had the Ethiopian Ocean. So I can see why they say that the Negroes of the Americas look like Ethiopians. But see, but you have those that don't like that description that the Negroes of the Southeast, or the Indians, or the natives, or the Aborigines of the Southeast were Negroes. You got some people that don't like that because they figured that the Negro had to be an African.
And it's yeah, see that's where people like lose it because once again, it's different shades of melanated beings. The Indians here were described as Negroes. Every Negro, every dark skinned person is not from Africa. Our people been all over the whole fucking earth. So that's where, it gets complicated and people need to specify. That's when they need to specify, not throw everybody in one group. And that's one of the gripes that some of the people have. Don't just throw us in that group. There were many melanated people on every continent, all seven continents, so to speak. When it was Pangea, we've had this discussion, but I just want to reiterate for the people.
But my question is, why you have people that's so upset with people who are who are dark skinned, who who can't help from how they look be actually discriminated upon.
Um, I feel it's a form of self-hate. That's my take on it. It's a form of self-hate. The original people were melanated people. And some people don't like that. They don't like that. I mean, there are some prophecies and some things of that nature that kind of speak on this. But I'm gonna pass the talking stick to you, cause I might go off the deep end.
Because I mean, when you look at the things that happened within the 1500s, the 1600s, the 1700s, the 1800s, to where you had the Spanish, the French, the Dutch, the Germans, all these people mixed in with the people of the Southeast. And they had children. You know, you got a lot of people that say it was by rape, but some of it wasn't by rape. Some people actually fell in love with one another, and you can't help who you fall in love with. And there's a book that I like that's by J.A. Rogers. It says, the book is called Nature Knows No Color Line. Y'all need to check that book out. Nature Knows No Color Line, right? Because, as it said, that the Yvmvse became known as a multi-ethnic nation. Do you know what they mean to be multi-ethnic? Well, you have the Spanish and the French and the Africans and the Dutch and the British and the Germans and all those people coming and mixing in down there in St. Augustine and down there in Tampa, down there in Pensacola, down there in Mobile, down here in Louisiana. Like, you know, how how you gonna deny that? There were many admixtures. They had people that had native blood mixed with Spanish, mixed with French, mixed with British, mixed with Dutch, mixed with all these there. But one thing that people fail to realize though, Chris, before there was any colonizers, and this is where people keep on missing the point at, right? That there was mixing going on before there was any colonizers that came over in the 1400s. That's what people keep on forgetting. People, if people think if people just were stationary for the entire tribe in life, then people are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. Yeah, they don't want to talk about that. Look, check this out, right? And this is why dealing with linguistics, right? Dealing with linguistics. If you was to hear certain words, right? It is like when you say the word Hoa, all right, Hoa, right? In one language, the word Hoa means peace and greetings, right? But dealing with the Bantu, Hoa meaning love. It means love. People been trading off their DNA and materials for the longest. For the longest. And this is why, right, when they do the DNA testing, they can't really pinpoint where your people come from. All they need to do is trace the genetic markers, right, to where where it has traveled. They can't give you the starting point of the genetic marker. Or they can say, oh, well, we found your genetic marker over here in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, in Australia, in Central America, in South America, in North America. You know what I'm saying? Like, that meaning somebody had to be doing some traveling within your family bloodline. They had to do some traveling. If they were stationary people, they will only find your genetic markers in one specific place. Right. What's going on with your nephew? My favorite nephew in the motherfucking building is in the building, you know. And see, and I would say something, but I'm not gonna say anything because I already talk about dealing with linguistics and dealing with the language and everything. Because those of us who are really who we see that we are, right? We know how to communicate, right? Right? It's just like when cannabis, who actually had this song out, I think this was like around 91. The name of the song was called Twin the Channel Zero. And he was saying about how the dolphins, right? If anybody know the song, it speak about how the dolphins and them once was on the shore and that they commented and communicated. And if you know how a dolphin communicated, then you know what I'm talking about. And see, and there's a story about the dolphin, right? There's a there's an old tribal story about the dolphin, but not too many people talk about it. See, real natives have that story. Mound builders, the true mound builders, have those stories about the dolphin. Now you're gonna have a lot of people go and see this video and they're gonna be looking like, what are you talking about the dolphins? Go talk to your tribal elders and see what they say about the dolphin. Hmm. But there's things that people when they're dealing with the Bible, they want to hold fast to that, and it's like how?
Yeah, cause I did want to speak on that. It's a lot of spiritual stories about the dolphins, and you was talking about how they communicate. Um, it's like sonic waves, sonic frequencies, and like on my journey, on my spiritual journey, I tapped into some of the old stories about the dolphins, so I can relate to what you're saying. And that 0 point that you were speaking on, I had stepped outside for a minute, so I'm coming back. But the 0 point is like the zero is like the beginning or before creation. That's how I interpret it. And I looked at some other like spirituality systems, how they view the 0 point. And like I said before, all seven continents had in melanated indigenous people, original people from that area. So yeah,
I remember, I remember one time. I remember one time the minister. They had a minister. He was preaching from the first book of John, right?
mhm.
And this shit is so funny because he was preaching, right? And I raised up my hand. And my church service going on because he's saying the beginning was the word, and the word was God, the word was with God, and the word was made flesh, right?
Mhm.
So from me knowing the story about the dolphin, I said, so the beginning was the word, right? I said, what word was it? He didn't had no comeback for it, but you know,
He didn't even say
no, it wasn't even much that. It was it wasn't even much that. It wasn't even much that.
It's just the fact that he didn't know the
I
answer.
would I will say what I asked him,
Don't
but
everybody
I
down
don't
for
want
it?
to give the answer to what I said about the dolphins, right?
Well, you do got
Because
people something.
because that's like one of the most inches of language there is.
You talking about sound frequency?
Uh-huh. If you ever pay attention to a baby when they making noise, they actually speaking it.
Well, that's the beginning of life. Yeah, and cousin Anthony, yeah, they do speak about zero. Yes, they do. So y'all can research zero, and y'all can research dolphins after y'all watch this live. Because I don't think
Because
Cuz
to show
is
you
going to
because to
elaborate
show
more.
you because to show you how it is, right? The baby bring you back down to a baby stage and have you talking like a baby again to communicate with it. But yet you want to see, oh, goo goo, goo goo gaga, right?
You almost made me spit my drink out.
But when that baby goes, ah, ah, ah. Look, my nephew here, y'all hear,
You
right?
crazy.
Yeah. Look, I'm talking right now.
Yeah, those sound frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
They even on those scientific things, they have like they did this experiment of sound frequency, how it can move things. Like they had
Mm-hmm.
like these rocks or whatever, and they played these different tones and sound frequencies, and they moved around and made different shapes. The click sound.
So you heard it. Look,
Mhm.
man, bro, you didn't have to give the answer, dude. Damn.
They did like some what is it the National Geographic and like certain programs like that, and they showed some of those old tribes that speak with that click.
Yeah, because your tongue is already on the roof of your mouth already when it's closed.
Yeah, with the frequency sonography. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So from that, then it was like codices, like pictures, drawing
Now
pictures.
watch you go hear somebody else go trying to use that, but yet they didn't know how to speak it. So, if y'all do hear it on this platform and y'all put it on y'all, we know where it's coming from. We know how to demonstrate it. Do you?
Humming is a low vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indigenous hymns, indigenous songs, sacred songs, and gospel songs, gospel hymns. Yep. Yeah, peace. And thank y'all for tuning in to this open discussion. If anybody does want to come on, I did share the link in the chat. I can highlight it again.
Yeah, highlight it again, cuz. See, I don't know about anybody else, but I know dealing with the Southeast, we got the story of the dolphin.
And even though, since people do gravitate towards the Aboriginals, the Aborigines of Australia, they have some old stories too. Um, there's the link. I'm sharing it. Okay, it is in the chat. So yeah, let me pull something up since we're talking about this.
Mm-hmm. And you know what other animal talks with a click? In the swamp too.
And the alligators, the gators.
Uh-huh. Alligators talk with a click.
Mhm.
Yep, yeah, alligators talk with a click. Yep. Alligators talk with a click.
Yeah, and it is some tribes from another continent. They do highlight the alligator. They even have quote unquote deities that have alligator heads.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there are some connections that can't be denied.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to pull this up.
Yeah, they can house the blowfish. Yeah. Yeah. Alligators. During mating season, you can hear them. Um, with clicks and everything with their growls and stuff. And and you have the baby alligators. When they call it out to their mom and their mom will call it back to them, but the call and response is with a click beat. Yeah, when I used to be walking through at night at my old job, you could hear. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up the alligator. I just want to show um how even other indigenous people like the Maori people talk about the dolphins. But let me pull up the alligators.
Then they get real loud too. The alligators get real loud with it.
Okay. All right.
No, Bigfoot was a whole different sound. That was a whole different sound. That was a whole different sound.
Okay, this picture is interesting. The caption says in 1564, French artist and explorer Jacques Le Moyne de Morges painted a scene of Indians in Florida attacking an alligator. Flemish artist Theodore de Bry engraved and published the scene in 1591. The engraving above is an 1837 copy of the de Bry engraving by Vernet, a French artist. Um, the Swamp People. It talks about the sightings of alligators along the Tombigbee River. Swamp People. The road began with the Native Americans who have lived in the Tombigbee River Valley for more than 12,000 years. And it says the significance of the alligator to the proto-historic ancestors of the Choctaw and the Chickasaws is evidenced by the finding of an alligator skull in an Indian burial mound near Starksville. The 1934 and 1935 archaeologist Moreau Chambers investigated an Indian village site near Starksville for the Mississippi Department of Archives and History. The site was probably occupied from about 800 years ago until about 400 years ago. One of the burials that the chambers evacuated contained the remains of a human skeleton on top of which had been placed turtle shells upon which rested an alligator skull. So I'm trying to like skim through this. Okay. Okay. It says the Choctaw Indians have many tales about the alligator. A Choctaw creation myth tells how the alligator told the creator that the best water was deep among the cypress of the bayous, and so that is where the alligator got to live. So the Choctaw and the Chickasaw had stories about the alligators. This person wrote a book written in the spirit of the old travelers. Okay. Kubakan. Okay, this one says Gideon Lissacum described how not long after the settlement of Columbus, he took a visitor who was traveling from New York to New Orleans, hunting probably white sloth, which is the swampy area around the Lowndes County port on the island. There, they encountered an 11-foot alligator. The alligator turned to confront them, and they decided to have some fun with it. They started throwing pine knots at the alligator.
But yet, it's still not speaking about what the gator does. But
Right,
I'm gonna put
right,
it right
right.
here. I got it
Yeah,
right here.
you
I got
do?
it
Okay,
right here.
all right. I did just want to show that because it did mention the Choctaws and the Chickasaws have stories about the
Yeah.
alligator. Okay, yeah.
But you
And
see that right
Diego,
there?
hold on, let me pull it up. Okay.
You pulled it up.
Yeah, yeah. So,
All right. As y'all can see right there, when they do alligators make a chirping noise? All
mm,
right. Did you know that the baby alligators will chirp as they communicate with their mother? All right. But yeah, y'all thought birds and stuff chirps and make clicking sounds and everything. Because all the parakeets, they make the clicking sound too with their chirps. People say the language of the birds, right? Let's see, listen closely and you will hear skipping and capping and scrubbing, chirping before mealtime as the alligator age and grow, and a high pitched chirp eventually become a low frequency of wows or bellows to attract mates. And yeah, it makes clicking noise as well, you know. And I don't know if this video may be done right. Let's see. Hopefully, it'll be.
this is for educational purposes only, and it's kind of we can't hear him. We heard the beginning words of him, but it's choppy, cuz.
What? It's not. It's not showing. Go figures. But yeah.
Okay. I did find another one. This is the site that I was looking for. Um, when I okay, let me do this real quick. Okay. Native American alligator mythology. Alligators tend to play the role of dangerous and stupid villains in most Native American folklore, often being outridden by weaker but clever characters such as a rabbit. In some folk tales, Native American alligator spirits are sent to attack people or spy on them by evil sorcerers. But in a few southeastern tales, alligator plays a more benevolent role, sharing his hunting power with humans who treat him respectfully. The Muskogee Creek tribe and their relatives, the Seminoles, even have an alligator clan as one of their major clans called the Padalgi, in, I can't pronounce that word, in the Creek language. Some southeastern tribes, such as the Caddo and the Seminole, also have an alligator dance among their tribal dance traditions. And like here's several Native American legends about alligators. The alligator and the hunter, the poor hunter and the alligator power, the Akawe flood myth, for the South Americans. But this top one is Southeastern Indian legends about the alligator who repaid a hunter's kindness by giving him alligator medicine. Let's check that one out. And it goes on to show alligator tales, spirits of the earth, a guide to Native American nature symbols, stories, and ceremonies. Native American animal stories. Yeah, this, let me see. Oh, okay. They don't even show it. Wait a minute. I clicked on this. I guess it ain't here no more, that page. Hold on. Let's try this one. But it's just, this is to complement, what we were discussing. That one ain't there no more. Okay, so they just showed the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just showed the books. But they used to like on some of these, they did break down the stories. I don't know why they done disappeared, but because I will go to this site because they have a lot of stuff.
So nobody don't have any comments. Nobody want to join. We're coming up to the last minutes of the podcast. But yeah, yeah, we have stories that most people don't have. You know, what makes us unique? Alligator medicine is some strong, powerful medicine too. So nobody will come on for the last few minutes.
Yeah, I guess they quiet. They just watching. But let me try one more thing. The spiritual medicine of the alligator encourages us to connect with ancestral knowledge, to draw upon the insights and teachings of our forebears, and to honor the wisdom that flows through our bloodlines. The symbol is flexibility, resilience, and survival. The ability to adapt to new situations and environments. We can navigate challenges with ease and grace. It also means strength, protection, rebirth, adaptability, patience, balance, and wisdom. Um, even in, even though Creole culture or Estelusi culture um, does incorporate an alligator claw. I actually have one. It's kind of like, the chicken foot, or in a lot of indigenous medicine or spirituality and culture, if you have a claw, a feather, a tail, different parts of the animal
Yes,
that,
alligator medicine. Yes, I say alligator medicine. Yes, that's some strong medicine.
yeah, so those things, if you have a piece of the alligator, um, that's some powerful medicine. I got one, so y'all don't want to fuck with me. But anyway,
Oh, the rabbit foot ain't got shit on the alligator. I'm sorry.
no, it
I'm
don't.
sorry. That rabbit foot, that's all right. Nah, it ain't got shit like the alligator. Yo, you ain't close on that one, cuz I can tell you that one now. Alligator medicine is a motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. Strength, protection, rebirth, adaptability, patience, balance, and wisdom. Resilience, survival.
Well, we're getting close to that time, so
Yes, we are. Yeah.
well, yeah, I'd
We.
like to thank everybody for coming on. You know, it was a good show. You know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I love this topic where it went, because we started out somewhere and we traveled to this. I love to talk about the spirituality and culture of our ancestors and the different stories. Um, and we should incorporate at least once a month to have these um, discussions about the specific spirituality and culture, the different animal spirit medicine, uh, or bird medicine. Yeah, so yeah, stay tuned for more discussions like this, and y'all get ready for August, because we got a big, huge, meaningful, powerful special guest coming. So y'all stay tuned for August. But every week we will have these discussions, and we want y'all to, join in.
Don't
Y'all
be
have,
scared.
yeah, don't be scared if you have
Don't be
any
scared.
questions or
Don't be scared.
comments.
Oh, your boy said on life. Don't be scared. Scared.
So if you have any questions or comments, y'all can put them in the chat, or if you want to actually join, and we can pull y'all in and we can have, dialogue. everybody that usually tunes in is respectful, so we can have a respectful dialogue and just go from there. We thank y'all for tuning in. You got any last words, cuz?
Well, y'all know me, man. You know, I thank y'all. Y'all could have been somewhere else, doing something else, but y'all chose to be with us for the hour. So, once again, thank y'all for tuning in. And how do you like that big company message? Yeah, yeah. It should have been a female though, but it was funny.
Oh yeah. You haven't heard the video. Didn't you give it to someone and they kind of turned it up for you? Do you have it?
I got it. I gotta look through. I gotta look through my phone.
Okay, so we can do that next week. We can
I got,
we
I
can
got
we can we can open up with the
to.
the Bigfoot
What's
story.
going on with your mic? What's going on with your baby?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Peace.
We're gonna go ahead on and pull up the video, the audio for the audio of the Chewy. Most people think that Bigfoot is just something of a fragment of imagination, and it's not.
Right, it's not. And y'all can go to skim through our videos on our YouTube page. Um there's a little snippet of just commentary about what me and my cuz ChitoPa experienced on the res
I
with.
mean, it ain't nothing new to me, but
Right, right. But I'm just saying for those tuning in, if y'all want to catch a little snippet of the story about our encounter with Sasquatch, Chewy, Yeti, all of these names. Uh I forgot the Salagi name, it's something with a J that we call the Bigfoot. But yeah, so y'all can check out the little snippet of on the
that's
res.
why that's why I'm like, I, I don't
Let me
worry
just
about
show it
I don't worry about what people say. I know what I have experienced throughout my life and what I have seen besides heard.
right. And then it's indigenous stories that back you up on that.
Right.
So we not reaching here. I experienced this shit firsthand. So I the indigenous stories is one thing. You hear oral tradition stories and you read some shit, but when you experience that shit, it's a whole nother experience. So I can say that.
I,
But
I, I try to look. I went to sleep. She like, Pa, Pa.
let me pull that up real quick, cuz
Well, yeah, pull that up. Pull that
this will
up.
be our prelude to the
Pull
shit.
that up. That's why I don't worry about what a nigga named Mammy named Mo named Paul say. I know what I deal with. And they haven't have an encounter like I have. Every time when I go, I have an encounter.
Let me see. Cuz, can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you loud and clear.
Okay, all right. Let me. All right, so y'all can go to playlists and let's see. I survived the night on the res, on the Yvmvse tribe of Seminoles reservation. I survived the night, even though we heard some weird animal sounds in the night. It was crazy. By the fire, we got to really spiritually, mentally rejuvenate. I'm on the res in a tent in the middle of nowhere. It's dark as fuck.
Well, you're the red.
This is dark as fuck, but no, they got the lights. They got it set up real nice. It's a nice fire pit outside. It's awesome, but it is crazy. Yeah, I did another video where I just talk about the experience in depth, but this is me actually on the res. And you hear cousin ChitoPa in the background talking about, well, you on the res. But yeah, I do on another video on this playlist, I do share, what happened, but we're gonna have cuz come back with that audio of uh the sounds that we heard, the Sasquatch, Yeti, Bigfoot. Yes, that's gonna be awesome. So y'all can tune back in Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. What you gotta say, cuz?
Cuz was like, how can you sleep at a time like this? Wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm like, what? You don't hear that shit? I'm like,
Yeah, by then it had gotten louder and it was more than one of them. It was like three because I heard three distinct voices making the same type of sounds. It's like they was having a dialogue and he was falling asleep. And I had to wake his ass up.
I was old. And look, and cousin Rick was like, was that morning, I said, cousin Rick, he said, man, I heard it. He said, I grabbed my bow and I grabbed my axe and it walked right past me. It walked over there by y'all. And the way how it was that we wasn't under no tree canopy. So we man, this motherfucker was real smart, right? They was taking stuff and throwing it on the tent and trying to make us come out. She was like, Pa, they want us to come out. She said, go out. I said, shit. I said, I ain't going out. I said, we ain't gonna be safe in this bitch either.
Mm-mm. And I was like, is it raining? Because it sounded like it was raining. I was like, is
It
it
sounded like it was
raining?
raining, but it wasn't raining. I don't know if he was taking leaves or what, or little dirt, throwing it on the tent and trying to make us come out. But we didn't come out. And that's when the noise started getting louder. Because, like, a year ago, when I said that I saw, well, hold on, let me see. This was like, I spoke about it in 2021, like right after I had COVID. And I spoke about it. Somebody was like, why people always say that they saw one? You gotta have a family of them. I said,
Mhm.
bro, I said, because you see one, that don't mean they ain't got many now. I said, we just ain't seen the many. And why that year, 2 years later, wind up seeing, well, hearing more than two. It was three. And the thing about it was like, no, that's not a dog, it's not a wolf, it's not a fox.
Mhm.
The dog was in the front of the red, so the noise didn't come from there. This noise came from, like, I would say, going northeast, going northeast.
It felt like it was coming from behind our tent. Like
Yeah,
as
that's
they
what. Yeah,
got
that's
further
northeast.
away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's northeast. Yeah, that's northeast. It was northeast, northeast of the tent. And yeah, yeah, it was like,
Yeah. It was
yeah,
dark as fuck. It was dark as fuck. And my tent was the only one that wasn't well lit. All the other tents had a lot of like those sun lights, and then there's a main like those tower lights that look like street lights. There was like one main one out there, but around the tents they had those pretty solar lights. But where my tent was, it was further back,
they
like
had no solar
in by
lights.
the woods, by the woodlands for real. And so I guess that was a prime what? prime real estate that they was like, okay,
And
y'all
look,
want back
and
here?
it wasn't finished because tell them what happened when you went to go take a shower.
Oh, I heard them again the next morning. The next morning, I heard one the next morning, but that night, um, we felt a presence. We all three. It was me, cousin ChitoPa, and Ron. We was by the fire, and we felt a presence there. But then cousin Caron, he left, and so cuz was walking me to my tent, and I told cousin ChitoPa, I said, I'm not staying out here by myself. It's a bed and it's a futon bed. You gonna sleep on the futon bed, and I'm gonna sleep over here in this bed. I'm not staying out here by myself. And I'm so glad that I said that shit, because not long after we got settled and we was talking, and he was kind of falling asleep on me while we was talking, we started hearing that trickle on top of the tent like it was raining. And I was like, I know it ain't raining. I know it ain't raining. So I just, we just ignored it, and I was talking, he was falling asleep and waking back up. And then we heard the sound, and then it just was on from there. Once we heard that first sound and we realized that they was trying to get us to come out, I told him, I said, cuz we can't stay in this tent. We gonna have to go up there with the medicine man and stay up there, because I can't stay back here. I can't stay
Oh,
back
her
here.
nerves, her nerves got bad. She had a twinkle. She said, "Child." She said,
You had to pee too. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just me,
"No,
cuz.
I had to pee because I really had to pee. I wasn't scared, but you pee. You
No,
just out of
no,
scared.
no. I had to pee. Literally, I have to pee a lot because I drink a lot of liquids. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you pee.
but
Yeah,
that shit spooked me, because I deal with the spiritual realm, and I've seen a lot of things in my life, but like hearing that sound, and I know that they like 10 feet tall. Just the fact
you
that they
didn't,
10 feet
Anthony.
tall.
You didn't hear what I said, Anthony. There was no tree canopy by us. There was
Right. It was
no
not. It was
canopy
not.
by us.
No, it wasn't. And I thought that it was, because I was like, cuz, was they like swinging the branches so all the leaves will fall on the tent? That's how they was making it sound like it was raining. But when we looked, no tree limbs was over the tent. Not at all.
Not one.
No. So once we have heard that first sound, and it seemed like they had quit. And I was like, I gotta pee, cuz. And he was like, yeah, I gotta pee. So we went out there and we peed, and we went back in. And while we was gathering our stuff together, and I'm talking to him and he falling asleep, that's when it sounded like they got a little further away, and then three distinct of those voices. It was like they was having a conversation back and forth, and he was falling asleep, and I woke his ass up. I was like, you don't hear that? How can you be asleep right now? And we just heard this shit. And so they just was making them sounds back and forth, and we was like, when we feel like it stopped, we going up to the front of the res where the medicine man's house is, because I was like, I can't stay out here.
We thought it
And I
stopped,
have a
and
gun
it
either.
this sound like it went over.
And then he was trying to make the sound too. And I told him, I said, cuz, okay, you said you encountered them before. Okay, so you the man for the job. Speak to them and tell them to get the fuck on. Tell them to leave. And he started doing that. What the fuck he just did, making them sounds. And I was like, no, don't say it in their language. Don't talk to them. Just tell them, like spiritually tell them to leave. I'm in agreement with you.
And
And so,
that's why I said, man, let me grab my phone and record this shit because motherfuckers ain't
yes.
gonna believe me. I went got that motherfucking phone and I
Mhm.
said, cuz listen. And they went to talking. They went
Mhm.
to talk about you heard about 3 or 4 different voices out there.
I
And
know it's three
I was
distinct
like,
ones.
I was like, I'm like, motherfuckers ain't gonna believe this shit. I said, I gotta record this shit. I gotta record. And this shit was like about 3 o'clock in the morning when it was like real dark.
Mm-hmm.
Real dark. This shit that's like he just at 3 o'clock. Real dark.
The witching hour, as they say. But yeah, so we had a real encounter with Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, all the names, all the derivatives. We've had a firsthand experience. So,
Yeah, because in 2019, I saw it back there by the ceremonial site and out by the medicine man house. I'm looking out the window while I'm drinking my coffee, and I said, Naya, I said, look, Naya, look. And when I said, look, the motherfucker did this to me. This is what Bigfoot did. When I said, look, Naya looked out this door, because I was standing by the door, you were looking out the window, you looked out the window, and Bigfoot looked at me, and next thing you know, shoo, the only thing you saw the head do this, like in a wavy motion, like it was fast, and I actually took a picture of the footprint, took a picture of the footprint that was in the ceremonial mound and everything, but I had printed it out and stuff, and then it wound up getting damaged in Hurricane Ida. I was like, oh fuck. But but yeah, they do exist. Yeah,
yes,
I'm not here to convince y'all, but I know what the fuck I seen many times on the res and what I heard.
yep.
So
Go
tell
stay.
you tell you
Go stay
experience for
somewhere in
yourself.
a wooded area. Go stay if you
You ain't
want to
gotta
go
believe me.
camping. Go to a wooded area, and I bet you late at night you gonna hear some sounds that you ain't never heard in your life. And it's not a dog, it's not a coyote, it's not a wolf, it's not none of the normal animal sounds that you will hear. Why do you think it's so many Bigfoot sightings and people just Google online? Some people have recorded these sounds. They've shown
Mm-hmm.
the footprints and all of that. And we have indigenous stories about Bigfoot. So our ancestors had encounters with Bigfoot. So this we not reaching here. This is real shit.
Chief took a picture of one of the footprints that was there. There was like in 2017, 2018, somewhere around that time. Cousin Bull, when he was staying there, they would walk back there where we drove at. Um, about 10 foot high. The tree branches was broke like this. It made like an archway right there. It was 10 foot high, and the branches was broke from the trees like this. Tree branches don't break like that.
Yeah, way up high.
Yeah,
Who gonna get up there and do that shit?
yeah.
So this is real shit. So we at least once a month we're gonna have indigenous story time, the different stories of our ancestors. They broke down a lot of these animal spirits that showed up in the fucking flesh. So yeah, exactly. To deny their existence. Yeah. People think it's a game until you
Well,
encounter that shit.
I don't know, but there was a gentleman. I think he stayed somewhere in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, somewhere around that area. Well, he have he have these goats and something else, but he be talking to the goat and the duck and all them there. And he was like, "Look, why y'all always getting on the roof?" So one time when he was speaking, right behind him, a Bigfoot walked right behind him, like 20 yards behind him. I'm gonna see if I can find that video and I'm gonna post it on my Facebook page. But yeah, yeah, he was talking to his goat and the Bigfoot walked right behind him, like 20 yards. Yeah, because he stay out there in the country. So yeah.
Okay. This is a generalization, but it says, what do Native Americans believe about Bigfoot, be it a protector, healer, or spiritual guide to the next world? The belief systems appear to be deeply intertwined with Bigfoot, the pictographs, and their traditional stories. Physical
Their
sighting,
communication, their communication is telepathy.
telepathy. Okay, the hairy man, they got different names. So all these tribes encounter Bigfoot. The Chata, the Chickasaw, uh, the Jalagi, um, yeah, the Yamasi, the Seminoles. They all have stories about Bigfoot. So it's not a game. So I'm just showing y'all general stuff, but yeah. Chata say the Shampe is a malevolent ogre-like monster of the Choctaw folklore. It says in some legends, he attempts to abduct Choctaw women. In others, he is a man eater. So some stories, it is a villain. Some stories, he's the Bigfoot is indifferent
Protector.
or
Yeah,
a
protect.
protector. So yeah, so it depends on what tribal nation stories you coming from, which ones you
Yeah.
read. So okay. Yeah, so it's real. They got whole stories about it, just so y'all know. So y'all can, look it up in y'all spare
Cool.
time.
Now they got a YouTube page talking about the old Bigfoot hunter or Bigfoot sighting.
Okay, let's see. Let me see. Okay, this one's a Cherokee search for
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
got different types of Bigfoots, right?
Yeah, 3 scary encounters, Indigenous Sasquatch stories. So we not the only ones. So y'all can scrutinize everybody if y'all got something to
Even
say,
even
because
even George Lucas got it in Star Wars. He's known as Chewbacca,
Chewbacca.
Chewie. Yeah,
And don't he talk with like clicking and doing
yeah,
that voice?
uh-huh.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's interesting, y'all. Yep. So they get a lot of these movie ideas from indigenous stories, ancient stories. They get a lot of their movie script material from indigenous stories, just so y'all know. So I know we can be long-winded on this topic, but cuz you want to cut it off and then we can continue next week, or what's up, cuz?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
All right, y'all. Wado Yakoki, Shonabis Chi, thank you everybody for tuning in and joining
Yo,
our
Papa.
Sunday discussions.
And another thing, if y'all want us to touch on a certain topic and
Yeah,
everything, you know, drop it in our email. You know what I'm saying? Be like, hey,
yeah.
can y'all?
Drop it in the comments. Yeah, because we do look at the comments and everything. Uh, y'all have all the information
And
from
don't
our
forget to get your
social.
merch. Don't forget to get y'all merch.
Yeah. Let's go there. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Uh, if y'all want to
Yeah,
support,
yeah. That's him, cuz. Oh, the goat Willie Earl. Yeah, yeah. He had Bigfoot walking like 20 yards in the back of him because he paused it. He said, "Is that what I think that is?" And that motherfucker was big. When I said it was big, yeah. Yeah, it's the video with Willie Earl. Go look it up. When he talking to Willie Earl and Bigfoot, he was like, "Is that what I think it is?" It was Bigfoot because I think he's in Georgia, right?
Willie Earl. Let me see.
Yeah, that's
Willie
the name of the boat, Willie Earl.
Willie Earl Bigfoot. Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
We keep this is okay. He's a Bigfoot expert. Let's see.
No, the guy, he's a brother, and he have a lot of animals. And one of the goat, the name of the goat is named Willie Earl. And he was telling Willie Earl and the little I think it was the chicken and the rooster. He was telling him get inside and all that there. He was like, y'all always doing this. And he was like, yo, look, that was in the back of me. And it was Bigfoot.
Hmm.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I just keep seeing like when I put in the name.
No, this was a brother. This was a brother.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
goat name is Willie Earl.
Oh, okay. Because I'm
Oh, this
like,
was a
huh?
brother. This a brother that always, because he lived like in the country and he always talking to his goat because he was like, how y'all always getting on my roof?
Mm.
The goat name is Willie Earl. Look up the goat name Willie Earl. Let me see if I can look that up.
Okay. All right. This is our merch. If y'all wanna, in our description, we always have our store. So if y'all wanna, cop some merch, it's available. Thank you for your support in advance. Yes. You said goat name Willie Earl. Billy Earl or Willie Earl?
Willie.
Okay, Willie. Yeah. I put in Willie Earl the goat and Bigfoot. I
I
see.
think it's
Yeah, I don't see nothing on it. Maybe I ain't looking in the right place. Let me
try
see.
Billy. Try Billy Earl. Try Billy Earl. Try Billy Earl. Because
Okay.
the brother, he's a brother. He have on overall. He have on overalls. He always talking about his goat.
Okay, and I tried to put in Bigfoot. Now it's not pulling up. Let me see.
Man, where is this video? Billy
Room.
Earl
Y'all
YouTube.
Dude,
That's
this is the
no
dude right here.
concern. Come on.
This is him, right?
Go on, Billy Earl. Damn, man.
yeah, Billy Earl. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, that's him. But shout out
But
to
he got but he got one when he said, "Man, what is this walking behind me?" He was like, "Look," and it showed Bigfoot behind him.
Okay, let me see if I can see a caption that says Bigfoot. Because he should have it in the caption about Bigfoot, but Was he walking at night?
No, it was in the daytime.
Mm.
Cause he said, "What this?" He was like, "What is this, y'all?" Cause he was telling Billy Earl to get inside.
Yeah, if we can't find it now, we'll have it next time. We can do a part 2 and talk about more indigenous stories about different creatures, animal spirits, bird spirits, or creatures that have shown themselves in the flesh.
His name is Billy, not Willie, cause it's Billy Earl. Billy, not Willie. Billy. I'm gonna have to go and look
Yeah,
and
shout out to him with his Bigfoot story, but um,
I'm
no,
gonna have to go through the
yeah,
videos.
I can't find it. But we can do a part 2 next Sunday, y'all. So y'all can meet us here 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time next Sunday for our Sunday panel discussions. If y'all have any more topics y'all want us to discuss, leave it in the chat or comment on the various lives, videos, and we can possibly discuss that. You got anything else, cuz?
No, that's it for me.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.